Welcome to Daytime Ottawa on this beautiful Tuesday in the nation's capital. My goodness, get out and enjoy some weather. Of course, stay put right now. But, you know, once the show's done, then you can get out and enjoy some great weather. And what else is just around the corner? Not just great weather, but a great holiday, and that is Easter. And we start off the show with some great ideas for celebrating Easter with your family and friends. Julie Findlay, Mom in the Know, joining us on the show. How are you, Julie?
I am so good, and I'm glad you said everybody get out and enjoy the fresh air because I picked two great recipes that won't have you too much time in the kitchen, but using everything in season, giving you that chance to get to your local markets, find out what's in season. And I'm just going to share that now with a couple of ideas. We've got greenhouse tomatoes, greenhouse cucumbers. We've got our apples are always in season, carrots, and of course eggs, because everybody's going to do something with eggs for Easter.
Nice.
So I thought I'd start us off with a maple apple carrot layered cake.
Say that five
So I
times
can't
fast.
say that 3 times.
See, I knew it. I connected right away with you. All right, yeah, no, this sounds like a wonderful recipe because I think, you know, just all those ingredients as you just described, many of them we can find local, especially maple syrup. It looks like a wonderful sugar bush season this year.
Absolutely. And it's going to be for a little bit of time because this is the weather that they're looking for. So I guess
Right.
our only tip to viewers is go online and make sure you have what they need in order for you to show up. But one tip for sure, rubber boots.
Yes.
This ground is going to be nice and soft and gooey. So enjoy yourself being in it and get your maple syrup. But like all cakes, we have to start off with some dry and we mix it with wet. So again, getting kids in the kitchen is a lot of fun because you get them measuring and don't worry about the mess. You just clean it up. So I've started
Exactly.
off with 2 cups of flour. I
Okay.
know. And I've got a lot of spices that kind of just are going to bake into your kitchen and be delicious. I've got 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And then on this plate, I've got a teaspoon of ginger, nutmeg, allspice. And
Oh,
then I've also got a
nice.
little bit of salt and baking soda. So all of those things you're just going to mix together in here. All your dries are together. And then we go into the wet. So I've already grated 1.5 cups of carrots and apples. And I've kept the peels on. If you don't
Okay.
want to, that's up to you. But of course, it bakes so nicely. And that's what gives the moistness of the cake.
Right.
So I've already started off with 2/3 of vegetable oil. And I'm going to put 3/4 cups of brown sugar. And here, a teaspoon of vanilla and a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. So this is not the only place the maple syrup goes in. It goes into the delicious icing. So another
Oh,
9
nice.
tablespoons are needed for that. And I'm
Excellent.
going to put this in here. And then we are going to crack our eggs one at a time. But I was thinking as I started the show, we have gone back, Derek, to painting our eggs and blowing out the eggs. So if you've done that ahead, of course, don't get rid of the insides. Make
Yeah,
sure you have those set aside
that's a great
and add
idea.
to any of the recipes, yeah, that you find on Foodland or yeah, don't throw them at anybody. I remember that a long time ago, but
We actually,
yeah,
you know what we do? We
yeah.
have we have egg wars. So what we do is we actually boil the eggs, we decorate them, and usually put like faces on them, and then we line them up and we smack them, and we have these egg wars, and it's been a tradition in my wife's family for years and years, and she's introduced it to our family, and it's such a good time. We have a blast with it.
That is a lot of fun. I was going to say that's a lot easier for kids to decorate on any ages. If you do hard boil them, they don't have to worry about how soft they are in order to
Yeah.
do it. But again, a fun thing with the dyes, make sure you get those out with a little bit of vinegar and food coloring. So that's all those things in the pantry that you're going to have fun with. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add little bit by little bit, mixing it in.
Okay.
And then at the end of that, I'm going to add in our 1.5 cups of apple and of carrot. And then I've got 2 baking pans. I put parchment paper, a little bit of a tip, just a little bit of butter on the bottom. It'll stick.
Okay.
So you've got 2 of these because why we call it a layer cake is at the end, each layer you're going to slice in half and then you're going to start layering the cake. So you've got a layer, a little bit of walnuts if your family prefers it, with the icing sugar and the
Nice.
not icing sugar, icing, which is just, I haven't blended it right here, but it is 8 tablespoons of butter and a brick and a half of cream cheese.
Oh
So
my
all those
goodness.
measurements are on Foodland Ontario. And then you add your maple syrup in. It is delicious. As soon
It
as I
looks
made
amazing.
this, I'm telling you, I make it the night
Oh,
before.
yeah.
People have been eyeing it ever since.
I can't believe
So
it actually
it's a good
stayed
one. And
intact. I am shocked.
well, I
We've
won't
got
show you the back end.
Right. Julie, we've got just less
Yeah.
than 2 minutes. I wanted to get to that beef recipe because, as I understand it, it's something that in Cambodia you see quite a bit, right?
Yeah, it's just that fresh stir fry of the beef and then all the fresh vegetables that are available. So I've
Okay.
used, like I said earlier, carrots, tomatoes, Boston lettuce, and I've already stir fried a tiny bit of the beef just to brown it. And then I've just added some oyster sauce, soy sauce, garlic, and sugar. And I'm going to throw it back in to warm it up and just to cook it to the doneness that I want.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put it on top of the salad, and then I'm going to add some shallots on top. And then I've just made a simple dressing of 3 tablespoons of lime juice and a little bit of pepper. And you've got yourself a most delicious little salad for dinner
I love
or
it.
lunch or whenever you're preparing. And it's so easy. So, like you said, everybody gets that opportunity to spend time outside, enjoying, doing whatever everyone does together. Or if you're not able to, just with your family and yourselves outside enjoying the fresh
Well, I
air.
love the presentation too, right? Just put that on the table and family style, everyone dive in. Quickly, Julie, looking for, local maple syrup, where do you suggest people go?
You know what? There's so many locations. We've got Maple, Old Mate Stanley's, Maple Bush. We've got Fulton's. We've got East, West, South. If you look just at Ottawa Tourism, they give you a ton of a list of the local ones, and a lot of them have hiking trails. They've got lots of things for kids to do, petting zoos, and of course, all your maple syrup. And you can freeze your maple syrup. That last tip.
Right.
We have never once frozen it. But if you do, just make sure you take a little bit off the top, put it in, and it freezes for up to a year.
Julie,
So
always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back after this.